What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what the business is. We back. Goodfellas Sports TV want to squeeze in another stream in, and got some good news. I announced it tomorrow. Know a lot of people been missing the morning show we've been doing, so I got something in the works. So hopefully you guys can enjoy that in the morning once again, and if everything comes full circle. But we here. And apparently, I seen an interview with Eddie Hearn, and he did it with Fight Hype, Floyd Hype, um, the other day. Well, yesterday or today, they posted it whenever they did. And he talked about how AJ really likes the Usyk fight, and it is what it is, man. But what about the Wilder fight? Yeah, we talking about all these other fights, except for the fights that we want to see, You talk about Dillian White. Everybody, it's no secret that he fight Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? That's no secret. Or Trezor. Let me keep it real. I can give a rat's ass if AJ fight Usyk. I don't care. Usyk doesn't move the barometer. I'm not a hardcore Usyk fan. I'm a fan, but I'm not a hardcore Usyk fan where I want to see like, oh shit, can he beat AJ? I believe he could beat AJ with the right seasoning. But at the end of the day in boxing, I'm tired of getting fights past the expiration date. I don't want to be like a lot of these dudes trying to be like when Manny Pacquiao, and Mayweather happened, and then people they always do, certain fighters like that. If he was younger, this and that wouldn't have happened, and then he would have been this and that. Nah, forget all that. Forget all that. You know what I'm saying? They fought when they fought, so I don't want anything to take away from Deontay Wilder or from Anthony Joshua. They need to go ahead and fight. And AJ say, the business side ain't his part. Well, you need to jump in and handle it. You made the business side your part when you asked for $50 million. Then you come over to the United States and lie about, oh, I was just playing about the $50 million. Then give me $100 million now. No, you was a clown. You was a clown. And all of a sudden the split and stuff. Look here, man. We know your team don't want that fight. We know that you're not the end all be all in your decision making. But don't come out here talking about how you want to fight a cruiserweight. Okay. Oh, we want to fight a cruiserweight. I want to see you fight a cruiserweight. I don't want to see him fight a cruiserweight. Him fighting Alexander Usyk right now. What does that do? See, he beat a gold medalist and this and that. I want to see you fight Deontay Wilder. Matter of fact, I'd rather take the Dillian White rematch before he fights Alexander Usyk next. That's my personal opinion. Because Usyk needs some seasoning at heavyweight. He needs to move up at heavyweight. And that's just the fact of the matter of it is. So don't tell me, Eddie Hearn, how AJ likes the Usyk fight. Tell me how you like to make the Deontay Wilder fight or the Tyson Fury fight. We don't want to hear nothing else. You done finessed your way with three titles. How can your guy not be ready to make the fight happen? And everything you talk about is, ticket sales, this and that. If you would have just, made the right offer last time and wanted to fight him in, October, whatever they fought, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. We would have a champion. And then he turns around and say it's all about the Deontay Wilder fight. Cut the horse shit. We know that fight ain't happening. Everybody know the Deontay Wilder fight ain't happening. We know that. That's a fact. So he said when they fight to be a 2-fight deal. I'm telling you, that fight is not going to be an immediate rematch. That's not going to be a 2-fight deal. I predict somebody gets knocked out and they're no longer the same fighter, in my opinion. It's going to be like Froch and Lucian Bute. Okay? That's what that fight's going to be like. It's going to be like Froch and Lucian Bute. What's going on, Denard Reed? What's going on, Red? What's going on? Schoolboy left. Yes, Usyk did nothing really special. He did what he was supposed to do, but we thought it would be in more of an impression fashion. But that's why they fight the fights, okay? That's why they fight the fights. You can never predict on paper you can't always predict on paper what the end all be all be for a fight. All right. We can't predict that. And Tony Bellew came out and showed some things that we didn't think he can do. Nobody thought Tony Bellew can counterpunch and outbox Usyk for the first 3 rounds. Okay, nobody thought that he had that type of ability. But what I'm tired of is the sport of boxing always trying to sell us dreams. Always trying to say, oh, he likes that fight, but you know we know the Wilder fight not happening. It ain't the Wilder side for that fight not happening. It's the Joshua side. They know when he get knocked out, it's over with. And people make excuses and say Wilder sloppy. If he's sloppy, this and that. Why didn't they just send the contract? Why did he fight Alexander Povetkin? And people say, oh, the Povetkin fight is a tough fight. Okay, I didn't think it was a tough fight, especially when I knew he was doing vital drug testing. I didn't think it was a tough fight when they got that fight in the UK. You don't go out your way to take a tough fight away from a lucrative tough fight. What I mean by that, you don't go out your way and take a tough fight with Usyk. I'm gonna take a tough fight with Povetkin, but you got a lucrative, more tough fight with Deontay Wilder. That's not how boxing works. They want to age Wilder out, and that's what it is. They hope Wilder is the exception to black don't crack. They hope that Wilder is out here smoking weed, living his best life, drinking pints of Patron, aging his body. But what's really happening is that Anthony Joshua is the one that can't take the wear and tear on his body. Anthony Joshua is the one where his physical frame can't take the beating. That's what's happening. Anthony Joshua is wearing down. Anthony Joshua is declining. Not only his skill set declining, his physical prowess is declining. He's not improving. Everything is on the decline with Anthony Joshua, if you be honest with yourself. Everything's on the decline. And it's a real chance that Dillian White can get in there and piece him up. That's a real possibility. That Dillian White can get in there and put them paws on him and put them combinations on him. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Dillian White is a really, really good fighter. He's really improved. And I've said that when he beat Joseph Parker. I'm not like anybody else that's trying to take away from Dillian White. I'm not trying to take away from Dillian White. I gave him credit where credit was due. He beat Joseph Parker. He looked impressive doing it, in my opinion, to the end. He boxed. He improved. He can beat AJ. He can beat him. Lowland Prophet, Zamboy, what's going on? 501. I think Usyk could beat AJ. Me as well. Lowland Prophet said AJ is not fighting good competition, so he will not improve. And they scared. When you got something to lose, a lot of these fighters fight scary. When Danny Garcia reached his pinnacle, beat Amir Khan, unified titles, after that, he didn't fight with the same hunger. Same thing that goes with Mayweather. He didn't fight with the same hunger, but he had discipline. But every time it was time to get up and train, he got up and trained. Okay? The AJ is not a fighter. He's not a boxer at heart. We know that. You can say what you want to say about Anthony Joshua. He ain't no fighter. Let's keep it a buck. He ain't no fighter. These dudes can say what they want to say about the guy. He ain't no fighter. He acts as a boxer, but he doesn't conduct himself as a boxer. You can say Riddick Bowe gave up his belt, right? Oh, Riddick Bowe gave up his belt. It was clown shit. Mike James 616. What's going on? Jason, Andy Ruiz beat Joseph Parker, in my opinion. I believe that to be true. A lot of people go and say, a lot of people say that Riddick Bowe was a clown for getting up his belt and stuff of that nature. He dropped his belt, didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis of recent nature. Went as far as saying questioning Lennox Lewis' sexuality is the reason why he didn't want to fight him. Obviously, we know Lennox Lewis beat him in the amateurs in the Olympics, right? And beat him real bad. Okay, we understand that point of the situation. But it wasn't a coward act where Riddick Bowe turned down $50 million. Now, throwing your belt away in a trash can is something. But turning down $50 million, that's not cool. And people give him a pass because people don't want to see the best fight the best. That's an actual fact. People don't want to see the best fight the best in boxing. People or rather, instead of proving the best in the ring, people will pay for a second or third rate product, like the fights they're getting on the zone, like what they're getting on Top Rank. It's not about the best boxing no more. It's always been about color, but now it's about supporting color. You know, it is. It's all about supporting Eddie Hearn and what he's doing to take down Al Heyman and Premier Boxing Champions. But every Saturday night, these closet PBC haters are the first one viewing the fights. These closet PBC haters are the very ones that own Showtime that's going to watch Fox and watch it every time. And that's just the case about it. Now it's boxing is always been about race. And it has its positives and it has its negatives. It's always been about race. Now, with the racial tensions high in boxing and not only in the world, now it's really more about race. It's about, okay, we know, Charlo and Wilder and these guys are a threat, but we really don't want to see them fight this guy. Come on, who really want to see Canelo fight Triple G for a third time? To be honest with yourself, none of the three fights were great. None of the two fights, with Triple G and Canelo were great fights. None of the two fights were fights of the year. None of the two fights delivered on knockdowns or delivered on the knockouts that they promised. None of those fights delivered. Let's just keep it real. Those fights were good fights. Great, no. And usually your pay-per-view fights don't live up to being great. They don't. So, like I said, who want to see that third fight again? Nobody. Nobody really in the heart of heart wants to see that third fight. They're going to try to sell us on a knockout again. They're going to try to sell us on knockdowns again. Come on. Really? You don't want to see that shit again. Not for even $10. Okay, this time it's $10. That ain't bad. Okay. But don't you want to see Canelo versus Danny Jacobs? I would rather see that. I just want to see Canelo versus Jamal Charlo. I'd rather see that. Don't you want to see him tested? People tell you in this blue in the face that he's tested. He is tested. He got one of the best resumes in boxing, but that ain't saying that much for this generation. Sugar Ray Leonard fought Tommy Hearns, Wilfredo Benitez, Roberto Duran in the early part of his career. Not the super early part, but the early part of his career. Gold medalist. He done what he had to do. But a lot of these dudes are hanging off of fan bases. Tony Bellew, before I get about the zone, Tony Bellew should not be a fighter. He doesn't have the skills of a fighter that should have a huge fan following, but that doesn't matter. It's all about the support that you get from your community. That's what it's about. It's not about who's the most skilled fighter, because it's about who the most skilled fighter. Alexander Usyk could fight in the Ukraine. Alexander Usyk could be one of the biggest fighters in America. It's about who had the most skills. Terrence Crawford will be a pay-per-view star and not Canelo Alvarez. If it was about who had the most skills, I mean, Errol Spence and all these other Mikey Garcia be these mega stars. It's not about who the most skilled fighter. It's about what fighter's fan base represent them the best. It's not about skill. Boxing is far from skill. It's all been about race. Who support who? Mayweather, he built his empire on beating Mexicans. And that's the blueprint that he left. You got to find a Mexican star and do away with him. That's what it is about. Errol Spence, he found a Mexican star. That's why it makes sense. He wants that Mexican crossover appeal. But if it was about skills, Anthony Joshua wouldn't be popular. All the popular fighters in the sport of boxing are not skilled right now. I ain't the most skilled guys in the world. They're not. Anthony Joshua is not a skilled fighter at all. And that's the actual fact. He ain't a skilled fighter. Tony Bellew is very popular in the UK, popular enough to possibly bring Andre Ward out of retirement. He ain't skilled. Adrian Broner might be this right now out of the young crop of fighters in America. He might be the most popular domestic American fighter. In the grand scheme of things, amongst the actual American public, he's more popular than Canelo. More urban youth can identify, and more guys that more than Americans can identify with Adrian Broner more than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is popular because of the Mexican fan base and the Mexican fan base and the Mexican American fan base. That's why he's so popular. He ain't even one of the most skilled fighters in the world, in my opinion. You talking skill, pound for pound skill? I don't believe he makes it in the top 10. Skillful. I don't think so. I think it's 10. I think it's 10 more skilled fighters than him. We talking about purely skill and not just popularity. You strip these fighters of popularity, and we talk about skills. It's different. You talking about skills? Usyk, Lomachenko. That's 2. Terrence Crawford. You throwing 3. You know what I'm saying? You can continue to go down the road. You know, you can go to a guy like Elder Alvarez, who's very skilled. I'm not gonna say skill. He's a very skilled fighter. A lot of people ain't seen him. You go to guys like Inouye, who's very skilled. You can still go to guys like Rigondeaux, who's very skilled. You know what I'm saying? You can go to guys like Errol Spence, who I think is a very skilled fighter. He's right there with Canelo Alvarez as well. You know, you go to the Charlos, very skilled fighters. You go to Callum Smith, another very skilled fighter. You go to David Benavidez, another skillful fighter. You can continue to go up and down the loop. Luis Ortiz, another skillful fighter. They call him Grandpa, very skillful. Sora Riverstein, no, my only A fighter in the sport of boxing right now based off his resume. Very skillful fighter. It's skillful. It's way more skillful fighters. It's about who's equipped with the fan base. It's about who's equipped with the fan base, period. Mikey Garcia, very skillful fighter. Josh Taylor, too, very skillful fighter. Good point. It ain't about skills. Skills don't pay the bills. Let's stop that. That saying. That fucking saying stops years ago. Maybe a decade ago, if not decades ago. Popularity pays the bills. Especially in the UK. You don't have to be the most skillful fighter in the UK. As long as you popular, they fuck with you. Ricky Burns, continue to mess with him. You know, Tony Bell, you come back and fight a bum, they'll show up for him again as well. David Haye, come out of retirement, they'll come and support David Haye as well. You know? And these are the facts. These are the facts. Popularity pays the bills in the sport of boxing today. Don't let nobody else tell you anything different. That's the only leg that Anthony Joshua stands on, that he's popular in the UK. Oh, I sell this many tickets in the UK. How many tickets would you sell in America? Who knows? Who knows? How many pay-per-views, better yet, how many pay-per-views will he sell in America? Not that many. The markets are drastically different. The venues are different. Because if it mattered, before I get into the second part of this video, if it mattered, why doesn't Wembley Stadium and Anthony Joshua fights set live gate records? Ask yourself that. Why doesn't AJ fights sell live gate records? Why doesn't he be in it? If he's selling on a 100,000 seat stadium, why isn't it grossing higher than Pacquiao Floyd or Oscar De La Hoya Floyd? Why don't you hear about him breaking those live gate records? Why? Why? Because he's not doing as well as they will report it to do. In the UK, they don't have to report numbers. The UK, Eddie Hearn can manage and promote Anthony Joshua at the same time. That's a fact. There's no Muhammad Ali Act to protect the fighters. The fighters have less protection over there. But talk about this weekend's fight card. We're talking about the DAZN. They have another trash card. You have Miller, who it sounds like they just announced this card about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Is fighting this Dino guy from Ramonia, wherever he's from. Clarissa Shields is on the fight card as well, versus somebody. And then some other fights on there I'll look up real quick. So I'm not. Like I said, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not. I'm. Not, I have no interest in the card. No interest in the card. No interest. Miller is fighting another nobody. Miller is basically holding out. Miller is basically holding out for Anthony Joshua fight. Anthony Joshua is dictating what he does, similar to what Manny Pacquiao did to fighters for a long time, and Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? They basically, a lot of people want that payday. They love that payday, right? So they just wait around and they let the thought of that payday run their life. You know what I'm saying? The thought of that payday runs their life. And it's a shame. Because there's good fights out there for them. Excellent fights out there for them. Trying to look up this fight card. Give me 1 second. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm trying to look at this fight card. I can't find it. Oh yeah, hold on. I apologize. I can find it on Ring. Let me see. Okay, they got a fight card. Let me see. Let me go down. Okay, they got a fight card this Saturday. It's a lot of boxing on this Saturday. Excuse me. You have Maurice Hooker and Cesados Friday this weekend. Friday, you have Jaron Ennis fighting on Showbox. And then Saturday, you have Clarissa Shields and Hannah Rankins. Miller's fighting Bogdan Dino. Gabriel Rosado, Luis Arias. I kind of like that fight, to be honest. What else you have here? Brandon Rios versus Ramon Alvarez. Nico Hernandez versus Josu Morales. Yes, the card is in Kansas. Mulvin, Kansas, excuse me. And I'm waiting for people to tell me, how is this elite fight card? Tell me, how is this worth you subscribing to the Zone for $10 a month? Jaron Ennis to kill Josh Kelly. But that's no here, no there. How is this fight card with Clarissa Shields versus Hannah Rankins, Drill Miller versus Bogdan Dinu, Gabriel Rosado, Luis Arias, Brandon Rios taking on Ramon Alvarez, Canelo older brother? How is this fight card worth your time? How is this fight card worth your time? That's all I want to know. How is this fight card worth your time? It's not. This fight card is not worth you guys' time. So, at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want to say about the fight card. It's not worth your time. If you want to support Clarissa Shields, I won't knock you. Salute to the sister. But this is another shitty Eddie Hearn card that people tell me there's so much boxing on there. Do you want more boxing, or do you want better? Or do you want better quality of fights? Yes, I don't know why it's in Kansas. Obviously, he can't get venues at the bigger stadiums. I want better fights. Cesado and Hooker is on ESPN that Friday. I want better fights. I don't want Cesados and Hooker as my main event. I don't want Miller fighting in a bum bash for a fake title as my main event. I don't want Canelo versus Rocky Fielding as my main event. I want big fights. If I'm going to pay for a combat app that doesn't have around-the-clock television on it, like the ESPN Plus app, if I'm going to pay for something like that, I want the best fights. I want elite fights. I want elite fight cards. If I'm going to commit $10 a month, that's 120 a year. I want elite fights just to watch boxing once a month or twice a month. I want elite fight. I don't want bullshit fights. Because when I pay, if I get Showtime through Amazon for $11, $12 a month, or if I get it through my cable satellite provider for $14 a month, for an extra $4 a month, check this out. For an extra $4 a month, I get shows I want to see. I get Shut Up and Dribble. I get The Shot. I get Billions. I get Trades. I get NFL Today. Okay? I get all of that. Y'all feel me? I get all the stuff that I want that I won't get on the Zone. So how does the Zone make up for me paying not paying the extra $4? On top of that, for free, I get fights on Fox. And with my cable subscription, I give you more fights on ESPN. I mean, on Fox and then FS1. So how does that compete with ESPN and PBC? And actually, and people would tell you how great the Zone is, and it's out of spite for Al Heyman. Let me tell you that. When Floyd Mayweather became synonymous with Al Heyman, all that hate for Floyd transferred over to Al Heyman. People say they can't stand Al Heyman. This is Al Heyman's fault. How do you know what is and what's not his fault? Did he come out here and lie to you like Bob Ehrman's lied to you for years? No. Has he came out here and told you anything that was a lie? Is he a promoter? No. Has he given you anything that has been horrible or terrible? No. Did he give you free boxing? Yes, in the beginning. Did he make you go back to Showtime and pay $10 or $14 to Showtime? Yeah. Did he take the shine away from HBO along with Bob Ehrman? Yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, what's $14 for good boxing, for really, really good fight cards from top to bottom, compared to $10 for the Zone, where it's all mismatches, it's all bum bashes, okay? Okay. And on Showtime, I mean, you're getting a great card. Just on Showtime alone, I would pay $14 for Showtime, $12 through Amazon, but $14 through your cable provider, I believe it is. For Showtime, even without putting Fox on there, I will gladly continue to pay my cable bill just to get ESPN. Because ESPN, at least I'm not jit. It may not be the greatest fights, but their fights are better than the Zone, and it's totally free with my cable subscription. So, I mean, why would I even pay $10 for a streaming app? The streaming application thing for taking boxing to in a secluded application where the masses and the casual fans don't really care and would never come over to watch it, no matter if Canelo and Rocky Fielding is free. You would never get 1 million subscribers to watch Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. They won't get 1 million subscribers to watch. So why would I do that when if I get Showtime, let me break this down to you. If I get Showtime, okay, and I pay $12 or $14 for Showtime app, I have an application on my phone that I can, what's up, Kurt Sugar, that I can download the Showtime app with. So if I'm at the house, I got the Showtime Anytime app that comes with my Showtime subscription. So I can watch it on my phone. I can watch it on Wi-Fi. I can watch it on 4G, LTE, 4G. I can watch it while I'm at work. People say, oh, thank God for the Zone. I can watch the fights while I'm at work. If you got the Showtime application, you can do the exact same thing. Yes, just a regular ESPN app is the same way. As long as you log in with your cable provider, you can watch what's ever going on ESPN in real time on your phone. Same quality. Same quality. You get the same quality. So this app is saying it's be the next best thing, but every platform offers an app. Even Fox has an app for FS1. I can watch Skip and Shannon in my basement if I'm folding clothes because I don't have a cable box down there. I can watch Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, or Sunday Football, Game of the Week, all in my basement on my Fox application. ESPN application, the same thing. Showtime application, the same thing. So for extra $2 on Amazon, if you get it through Amazon, or extra $4 through my cable provider, Okay, $2 or $4 through my providers. Right? Check this out. And free on ESPN with the regular ESPN app. I'm not even talking about the Plus app. I can get the same privileges of watching the fight wherever I go. Amongst also with watching the live content that ESPN has. ESPN has real live content. I can watch NBA on ESPN 30 for 30 live on my phone. When there's no combat sports on the zone, what do I watch on the zone? Nothing. When there's no boxing on ESPN on Showtime, what can I watch on Showtime? I can use my Showtime on demand. I can watch Billions, Trades, all the premium movies they have to offer on Showtime. I still can go back and watch that for additional $4 or additional $2. Fox, I can watch all their stuff on Fox. Empire, if I want to watch Empire, Star, my girl want to watch that, my daughter want to watch that type of shows on Fox, I can watch it right from my phone, right from my tablet, just as its own. So what's the real difference? You tell me, has anybody even broken it down like this? So in the grand scheme of things, you're getting gypped out of $10. And on top of that, you can download an APK and get the same quality of applications. You can download Stream to Stream, First Row, or you can just go to Stream to Stream website and First Row. They both mobile friendly, and watch the zone in the same quality that you're watching it on your TV. So at the end of the day, people will shit on Showtime, PBC, Fox, but you tell me what's the best fight card or the best fight of the year? I mean, Jared Hurd and Lara was probably fight of the year. Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder possibly could have been knockout of the year of elite network television. The Adrian Broner, Jesse Vargas card was probably the card of the year. It was amazing. Charlo Clayar versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Charlo versus Centennial Jr. Heather Hardy was on the non-televised card. Fabian Madonna was on the non-televised card. Rasheed Warren was on the non-televised card. I went to that fight. What's going on, Ronaldo, too? Angel 313, I see you. Red Mask Lurking, I see you. Binoculars, I see you. So that was an amazing card, televised and non-televised. So, and people that claim to be supporting the zone, do you really believe they purchased the zone, or are they just rotating email address to keep getting 30 days free? They're not paying for the zone. Trust me. Your average zone supporter in America is not paying for the zone. They're not. Because if all these people claim to be pro-zone and claim to come over here and dislike videos and say Eddie Hearn's the king, 9 times out of 10, they from the UK. Another 9.9 times out of 10, they a broke fan that can't afford the zone. They can't afford $10 a month. These dudes don't pay for the zone. They streaming just like I stream. If I look on the stream on Facebook and look at the zone fight, guess who on the stream right with me? Them same broke motherfuckers that claim they bought the zone. Ooh, Wreck-It Ralph got a new movie out. Oh, it's coming out soon. Take a kid see it. Came out the same day as Creed. Wreck-It Ralph the day before, Creed after. How y'all think about that? Yeah, I'll do a Creed review as well, man. I'm gonna take the kids to see that. My girl will take me see the Creed. I'll take the kids to see the zone. I'm at the Wreck-It Ralph. I like Wreck-It Ralph. Has the zone released any financial subscribers? No, they haven't. It's been a rumor that AJ and Povetkin did 15,000. That really mean they did like 5,000. Has it released any subscriber list? No. Our subscribers went there and there. No, they shitty. Everybody that claimed to be a zone subscriber, it's not. They on a free trial. They rotating free trials. Trust me. They're not paying for the zone. The zone costs the same amount as it costs $2 more than getting Amazon, getting Amazon, getting Showtime through Amazon. You get a discount when you get Showtime through Amazon. No, I haven't watched Narcos. My mom watches it. Mainly the shows I watch is Luke Cage, The Shy, Better Call Saul, and I'm gonna start watching this new Sons of Anarchy. I'm gonna catch up on Snowfall as well. Them kind of shows I watch. I heard Narcos is good. I gotta catch up on. That's my type of show though. But that's just facts. That's just facts. So everybody out here claiming to be the zone and zone and zone, that ain't not. Your average DAZN promoter is from the UK, or they just haters of what Al Heyman is doing. Because can't nobody in the straight face tell me that DAZN has put on any fights so far, or has any fights in the cards that's gonna make you say, "Damn, I pay for the zone. Oh, I'm gonna get the zone. I'm gonna keep the zone." No, their retention rate is gonna be atrocious to retain subscribers. And I ask this question. A lot of people get mad. You know, when they get mad on the internet, or you don't know shit about boxing, or you just and start calling name calling. And what's the point of rebuttaling when you know you got them? Brandon Figueroa with the card with all the prospects. Yeah, FS1. So what's the point of rebuttaling when you know you didn't already got these guys, right? And I say this. This is a question I ask everybody. Now I ask them this year. I said, what's the best ESPN top ranked card have you seen all year? Yeah, I missed the UFC fights yesterday, Quentin Hamilton. I could have watched them. I think I fell asleep. I was watching Laker Kings game, man. But what's the best top ranked card you've seen all year? Since Top Rank got these great cards, and people say the best fight is Lomachenko Linares. That wouldn't even be a top 3 best fight on Showtime. It wouldn't be. Because Ortiz and Wilder was better than that. Lara and Hurd was better than that. And off the top of the dome, I think Stevenson and Jack was a better fight than that fight. Those are 3 better fights than that. And I don't even remember the total year. They don't have an application. If anybody knows this, or a website application, I can go back and look at every fight this year. So you tell me what's the best fight card you've seen all year. I will argue Lomachenko Linares probably wasn't a better fight than Alier Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev fight. C4, salute. So I mean, ESPN arguably doesn't even have a top 5 main event this year. And let's not talk about the ESPN top rank attendance. When's the last time you seen a top rank fight? When's the last time you seen a top rank fight? Oh, was that this year, Valdez and Quigg? Was that this year? I thought that was last year. Maybe, yeah, I think that was March. Yeah, you're right. That was this year. I didn't watch that fight, but I heard that fight was a really, really good fight. And I love Oscar Valdez. It's my guy. But when's the last time? What's up, Mr. Brown? Salute. When was the last time you looked at an ESPN top rank fight and said, damn, it looked packed? When the last time you seen an ESPN fight and say, damn, it looked packed? My guy out here, Anthony Purvis, he's from Brooklyn. I hate to put his whole name out there. But he comes on. We have conversations before I switched over to Facebook Creator. Because Facebook Creator doesn't give me my notifications. But hold on. But it doesn't give me my notifications, right? So, at the end of the day, we talk, and he tells me he lives in New York. He goes to these fights. He says the top ranked fights usually drop because nobody goes there. The ticket prices usually drop the day before the fight and right at the fight. And when have you seen top rank, without Manny Pacquiao, when have you seen top rank ever fill a stadium up? Other than Terrence Crawford, he fills up at home. But when do you see when they're in New York, when they're in Vegas, when they're out in California, when has Top Rank ever filled a stadium to a prominent stadium to the max? You can say Rigondeaux and Lomachenko in the theater room. That was in the theater room. That wasn't a big room. We've seen Adrian Broner put 15,000 plus people, and I was there, him and Tank Davis and Charlo, put 15,000 plus people in a 16,000 seat Brooklyn Barclays Center. I've seen Deontay Wilder put 15,000 people versus Luis Ortiz in the Barclays Center. I've seen Earl Spence put 15,000 people in the Barclays Center with Lamont Peterson. I see them go down to the Dallas Star, which has a higher capacity than the Barclays Center, and put another 16,000 people in the Dallas Star. Daily Motion, all the best fights. You can Google a fight and say put the full fight in Google, and they'll pull you to those websites. Because I go back and watch them all the time when I watch tape. Well, they starting to take some of those fights down, but a lot of them still up. So tell me, before my girl get to frying this chicken, I got to get off. But tell me, Boxer Counter Elite, but salute, bro. Yeah, you can just put the fight name in and then Google and put full fight behind it and to pull them up. Daily Motion, all the best fights.com. I'm paraphrasing here. I can't remember the exact website. Zerto versus Jesse Hart was packed, but it was in Phoenix a year ago. Wasn't that the same card as Scott Quigg and Oscar Valdez? I believe it was. I believe that, or he fought the guy the shit. What was the name of that guy he fought? He fought the guy with the G, Oscar Valdez. It was a war too. But other than that, you don't really see them pack the stadiums like that. You don't see that. You don't see them pack stadiums like that. People don't come out to their events to watch them. Yes, that was the Valdez and Valdez was on that card. Yep, and Ingus. But they don't come out there and pack that shit up. And all these people that claim to be, Top Rank got the best fights. No, they don't. No, they don't. They got a lot of, when they have great fights, it be lower tier fights that produce wars. That produce wars. Juran Acosta, yeah, he's fighting Sora Rivastar. He about to get the dog piss beat out of him. I'm interested in that fight, but he can get the dog piss beat out of him. He can get the piss beat out of him. Angels do one. They said that Oscar Valdez and Ramirez and hard fight was in Tucson, Arizona, and it sold out. Not sold out because of Valdez, not Zurdo. Valdez is from Tucson. Everybody knows him there. So, I mean, where they selling out, that matters, though. No offense to Tucson, Arizona. They ain't a boxing hotbed. In the major cities, when have they sold out? Vegas, without Pacquiao. Even with Crawford going to Vegas, that wasn't a sellout. When did they sell out Madison Square Garden? They probably sold out the theater room with Rigondeaux, but that's a theater room. That's a smaller venue. When they went out to the Staples Center and sold out. But when it comes to fighting in their fighters' hometown, they do well. Jose Ramirez sells well in Fresno. That's a fact. He sells well in Fresno. Valdez sells good in Arizona. Crawford sells good in Nebraska. But you don't make your bones fighting in Fresno, Tucson, and Nebraska. You make your bones fighting in the media mecca of the world, or the boxing mecca of the world. May it be New York, may it be California, or it may be boxing heaven in Las Vegas. So anybody tells me, how great a Top Rank event is, I'll be like, man, I don't see nobody in the stadiums most of the time. I've really never heard somebody saying, oh, I'm flying out to, a Crawford fight. I've really, other than the media, I never heard one of the guys say, I'm going to this Crawford fight. You never hear that. I hear people saying, I'm going out to Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. I know a gang of people that flew out to Dallas to check out Errol Spence and Carlos Ocampo. I know a gang of people who go out to New York to the Barclays Center. Barclays Center is a melting pot. Plenty of people go to the Barclays Center to catch a fight. Even when they did Danny Jacobs, when he was a Premier Boxing Champion, went to HBO, plenty of people flew out for Danny Jacobs and Triple G. I was one of them. I'm going to Dallas for Errol Spence and Mikey. Yes, if it's in Dallas, Mikey's trying to move it to Las Vegas. Red Mark Zucker said Aram's in trouble. Crawford and Lomachenko is his only two top fighter. Who they going to fight? Heyman squeezing the shit out of him. Not only is Heyman squeezing him out for that, he's also squeezing Eddie Hearn's home market. So Eddie Hearn got to get his business in place. Yeah, I might go to Mikey and Smith's. I'll probably go there. When is that, Mark? Yeah. I don't know. The Lakers coming to town, so shit, I don't know. What is that? When is that fight? March 16th? The Lakers come Friday. See, if I'm going to Texas, I'm going to go out Thursday. It's my birthday weekend, so I'll go out Friday. So I might go to that fight. I might go. I've been to Texas before. I've been through Dallas before. I got a couple people that's going to meet me down there. I got a couple boys out in Houston. A few guys out in Houston. Got a couple guys down in Dallas. So that's something that I'll be interested in. And Dallas is cheap. And you can wait till the day before to get the day of to get your ticket. They ain't gonna sell out no 100,000 seat arena. Tell you the trick about it. See, when I go to these fights, I don't get my ticket ahead of time. Especially if you go to New York, if you get your ticket around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Friday before Saturday fight, you're gonna get a cheap ticket price. You'll see them drop on StubHub, and then you can pick the ticket up at will call. That's what I do. So instead of me going there, losing my phone on the train, if I'm in New York, or let me losing my phone, I stay in Queens. So instead of me losing my phone in Queens, I catch an Uber to the 7 train. And before I get on the 7 train to the N train, because the 7 train always fucking break down and go to Brooklyn, or I go to the 7 train, take it down to Times Square, and I forget my phone. I got to go all the way back, then come all the way back, then walk to Madison Square Garden, because I like to go to Junior's to get cheesecake. Okay, New York is an incredible city. I just leave my shit at will call. Even though probably 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna go back for my phone regardless, and I'm gonna have my phone because I'm using Lyft. I won't say Uysk got exposed. Nah, he won. He got some chinks in his armor. I won't say he got exposed. So at the end of the day, fuck it. You know, why not go? Texas is very, very cheap. The farther you get your tickets out, the cheaper it is. But you want to make sure the event's gonna happen. But good food, good barbecue. I mean, you catch you a Mavericks game or something like that. Have you a backup plan because, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got hurt or got injured. Or the fight didn't happen. So you always want to have a backup plan. Or you want to go ahead and spend a little bit more money and get an elite ticket, flight ticket, get an elite ticket. So you always can cancel your hotel reservation. Let me tell you that. They're going to refund your hotel reservations. The flight ticket, if you don't buy a certain flight ticket, like a second class, whatever they call it, economy class, or a first class ticket with protection, you won't get that flight ticket money back. You might get some flyer miles on it. What you know about juniors? Man, nigga, I go to juniors and I bring like a shitload of shit home. Like people be waiting for me when I come home from New York because I go a couple times a year. My mom's from the Bronx. And I could bring a whole bunch of things home from juniors, like a whole bunch, cheesecake, cake, all types of shit I bring home, man. I bring a ton of shit. And I put it on my carry-on, and then, you know, they let me through. You know, they don't really care as long as it ain't fluid. I bring it home. You know, John's Pizza in Times Square. I'm always in Queens. I have yet to been to Harlem yet. Next time I go, it's going to be in Harlem. I'm going to Harlem for sure. Next time I go, I'm going to Harlem. You know, and I'm going to Atlantic City too. Texas hot as fuck. I hope it won't be hot in March. But Texas is cheap. You talking about last time I was going to go for the Earl Spence fight, I didn't end up going because I got sick. I went to New York for the Vargas and Adrian Broner card, and I got sick. I ate some shit off the street. It was when it was getting warm in New York. I ate some shit off the street in Manhattan, some calamari and some cheese sticks, and I got food poisoning. So it threw my time off at work, so I had to make that time up. And that fight was 2 months down the line. I didn't go. But when I was going to that fight, like for like $600, I could stay 3 nights, 4 days, full flight, full hotel for the Spence and Ocampo fight. And it's a good thing I didn't go because he knocked him out in round 1, and the card was abysmal. For sure, yeah. When they do something in the Barclays Center, I got a couple guys that I want to meet up there. So, yeah. I'll buy you a ticket, Kurt Sugar, if you come to the Barclays Center, man. I'll get you a ticket. Get you a ticket, ain't nothing. Oh, y'all mom's from New York, from the Bronx. So I ain't never been to the Bronx. I be trying to get her to go back, but she don't be one to fucking walk. Yeah, man. I heard Harlem the real New York. Every time I go, man, I be forgetting to go. I go to Manhattan and get stuck in Manhattan. In Times Square, it be so lit, man. New York is a great city. Queens is fun as well, too. Dangerous. One of my homeboys, he from Queens. They got the biggest projects in the world in Queens. I'm trying to go to that motherfucker. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, New York is a hell of a city. I go to New York every chance I get. It's not a long flight. It's about an hour 20, hour 30 flight for me from Detroit. It's a great city. You know, if you can't go to New York, then I go to Chicago. In Ohio, and before I get off, Ohio was very underrated. You know, I'm saying that about Ohio. Northern Ohio is very underrated. I'm right there. Toledo is you know, it got, you know, the Science Center, and then you go to Sandusky, you got to see the Point, you go down Kings Island. You know, Cleveland got some straight little chicks there. Then you go down to Columbus, Cincinnati. You know, Ohio not bad. Ohio got a lot of attractions there. 40th and Vernon, Queensbridge. Yeah, he be talking about that shit all the time. King Kong is ripping Ortiz up right. King Kong is ripping AJ up right now. What, on Twitter? Let me see. Twitter. Let me see. Yeah, he don't like him because he signed over there to Matchroom a couple years ago. I don't know his Twitter though. I ain't got his Twitter. I'm gonna go check that out. But oh yeah, I found it. Yeah, Cleveland has beautiful women. Hell yeah, I was just there a couple months ago. I love Cleveland, but yeah, man. Other than that, man, this, you know, just wanted to break that down. Appreciate y'all. Probably gonna drop some more videos tonight if I get a chance. About to eat this good chicken. Matchroom did Ortiz dirty. Yeah, they did. They signed him with no intentions on letting him fight AJ. No intentions. They signed him to keep him away from AJ. And then, you know, the fights that you want to see from Eddie Hearn, you can't even get those fights. You can't get Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. He can't make that fight happen. He don't have no pool. Eddie Hearn is no different from Bob Arum. He's not going in his pockets to make a fight happen. It's shown time and time again that Al Heyman will go in his pockets and risk his money to make a fight happen. Chris Eubanks Jr. versus DeGale was one of those fights. If it's a money issue, Al Heyman will make it happen. But people don't appreciate that, maybe because they don't know or they act blind to that situation. But Al Heyman will put money up. He will virtually risk taking a loss to make a boxing fight happen. He's done it numerous times. You know, and people don't appreciate it though. When Eddie Hearn, he won't put extra money up to make a risk money to make Amir Khan and Kell Brook happen. If Al Heyman had Amir Khan and Kell Brook and it came down to negotiation and it came down to money and some petty shit like rehydration costs, Eddie Hearn would throw Amir Khan some money to make that fight happen. Throw Kell Brook some money to make it happen. What's up, Body Snatcher? I see you. Salute. You know, he'll make it happen. You know, I don't really understand what people can criticize PBC and say anything bad about them and say anything uplifting about ESPN or the Zone. I don't see it. You know, and they give you the best fights. They got the biggest roster. No, they don't. Ortiz hasn't fought a soul except Wilder. Ortiz improving. He got iced by Povetkin in 20. That's a lie. That's a lie. He said he never fought Povetkin in the amateurs. That's a lie. That's a lie that's going around. He did not get iced by Povetkin in the amateurs. That's a lie from what I understand. That's a big, big lie. I don't know why they starting that lie around about that. At the end of the day, look Wikipedia. Well, Wikipedia ain't the end all be all. Wikipedia has lies on there. That's not a source that you can say, oh shit, on Wikipedia it say this. On Wikipedia don't mean shit. They said that's a lie directly from his team. He said he's never fought Alexander Povetkin in amateurs. Says never fought him. And if he ain't fought nobody, then why nobody want to fight him? That's what kills me about fight fans. If they haven't fought anybody, why I can't get fights then? Seriously. If I haven't fought anybody, why can't I get fights? That just don't make no sense. If I'm a bum, shouldn't you be rushing to beat me and get me out the way to prove something? AJ wouldn't fight Luis Ortiz just as bad as he wouldn't fight Deontay Wilder. So come again. All I'm saying is fight him then. If he's weak, if he's lesser of an opponent, if he's garbage, fight him. I don't want to hear no fighters in 2019 say anything about a fighter that they're not going to fight. No, AJ didn't want to fight Luis Ortiz. That's a fact. That's a fact. No, that's a false. That's false. That's false. That's false. I'm not even gonna get back into to that whole situation. All I know is, wasn't AJ about to drop that belt? Wasn't AJ before Ortiz failed the fucking drug test? Wasn't AJ about to drop the belt? Was Ortiz not on Matchroom and left and was released from Matchroom because AJ didn't want, because Eddie Hearn didn't want to make the AJ and Ortiz fight? That's a fact. I'm not going there with that, man. I'm not battling with Ring IQ. I'm not battling with Julius Fox. He's a little nigga to me, man. Yes, you a little nigga. You don't know shit. Go battle with your little floozies in your group. I'm not going there. I don't have time for it. Salute CB Sports TV. You happy about that little Bears win, bro? Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't beating the Saints, so I don't want to hear about it. Chicago. We beat you motherfuckers like 10 straight times. Like, y'all can have this one. We garbage. The Bears winning the ship. What chip? What, the Chips Ahoy? The Bears ain't doing shit, unless they find some defensive backs. Yeah, they going to the play. They gonna win the North. Bears gonna win the North. Bears is a good team. Well, y'all ain't going nowhere neither. This is crazy, man. I ain't going there, man. We know AJ a pussy, man. That's just a fact. AJ's a pussy, man. I ain't got time to be going back and forth, man. We know who we fighting. It's either Dillian White or Zora. Okay. And then he gonna fight Puev. And then what's up, A1? And then he's gonna fight either Miller or Usyk, and then the opposite in October 2020. I mean, you tell me who Ortiz beat, because the motherfuckers scared of Ortiz. They scared of Ortiz. They scared of Ortiz. You know they scared of Ortiz. So I don't know. They scared of Ortiz. For somebody to say, "Oh, he ain't fought nobody," fight him then. Fight him. Dillian White did not want to fight that man. Tell me that Dillian White did not want to fight that guy. He didn't want to fight him. He didn't want to fight him. Dillian White did not want to fight him. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Yeah. Dillian White did not want to fight that man. Dillian White don't want to fight nobody. Just like AJ, they want to hide out in the UK. They want to hide out in the UK and milk the UK. Then they want to come over here later on in their career. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. CJ, they all say Ortiz, but refuse to fight. Exactly. They all say that. Oh, Luis Ortiz, but they don't want to fight him. They don't want to fight him, and it's a shame though. If he's so old, shit, that nigga must be aging like fine wine. Then I need some of the shit he drinking. I need exactly what he drinking for real. I need that. I need whatever he drinking. I need to stay young forever like him. And y'all believe in what Rick Glasser say? Rick Glasser's a joke. Rick Glasser's a joke. He's a joke. He's a joke. Hold on. I think this is the clip, man. I'm about to play this before I get off. I had to find it. That's what I was doing. In the boxing voice.
They might. I think Tyson Fury and Frank Warren using it as promo stunt, and a couple weeks before the fight they pull out. So I don't know. We'll see though. I've seen it happen many times. You know, media doesn't cover that part of the story. They don't tell you that these guys are using other guys' name for clout, sign a contract, get a fight on the table, and then when the fight gets close, I hurt my ankle. I don't take the fight no more. So we'll see. I don't think Tyson Fury is too much of a bullshitter per se, but I don't feel like he's ready for that step up just yet.
He's making it more about pride. He's saying, you know, Deontay is calling out the English people, and he's got to step up for Anthony Joshua since he's not. You buy it, or you think it's this $10 million offer that Eddie is saying they're giving him?
Tyson Fury's not stupid either. They know there's a lot of money on the table fighting Deontay Wilder. At the same time, like I said, you gotta look at the whole boxing as a whole. How many other big fights are there really Tyson Fury can really take to build his name up really quick? He's afraid of going after the gusto, but is his skill?
Let me see if I can find that.
Right. What do you think about that Fury?
Let me see if I can find that shit, man. I can't find that shit. Let me see if I can find that. I know they got that
Will
shit.
Wilder, not Will Wilder fight Fury. Will Fury fight Wilder? Will he fight? Dillian against Parker was a great fight. Chisora.
Whatever happened to that, right?
Here we go. I found it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Based on this balls and heart.
Yeah.
On that one.
I quite like Ortiz against Kaneki.
Lewis.
Yeah. You like that fight?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I like Ortiz against Miller.
I like Ortiz versus AJ.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that, right?
After that, Dillian White versus Ortiz. Laughing at that, he's like, "Woo, Ortiz! Now we're gonna go fight Parker."
Now y'all heard that, right?
I like Ortiz.
Listen to that one again.
Kaneki.
Lewis.
Yeah. You like that fight?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I like Ortiz against Miller.
I like Ortiz versus AJ.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that, right?
After that, Dillian White versus Ortiz. Laughing at that, he's like, "Woo, Ortiz! Now we're gonna go fight Parker." So you know, there's a lot
you hearing it from them. You heard that interview, right? And I'll put the link in the description. You hear that interview, right? You hear that interview before I get off. They don't want no smoke, bro. You hear that interview? They don't want no smoke. That's the interview right there. They don't want no smoke. Oh, Ortiz. Whoop! You heard him. Miller don't want to fight Ortiz. AJ don't want to fight Ortiz. None of them dudes want to fight Ortiz. None of them, man. I'm going to go ahead and get all the support to everybody that came through, man. I appreciate it. Ortiz is a D-boy to heavyweight division. Exactly. You know, exactly. I appreciate you dudes for coming through, man. I'm going to drop some more videos a little bit later. Y'all know what it is. One time for the one time we got.